moyo wangu wadzidza kufira Zimbabwe. Moyo wangu wadzidza kufira Zimbabwe. Kuzadzisa basa randakazirwa. Kuzadzisa basa randakazirwa. Makomo.
With those names, they took me to arrest. And then they pushed me in that house and they got the guys. You sold now. And they were surprised. My friends were surprised. How did you come to be arrested? Because maybe you sold me.
So these are the fellow comrades you are trained with now, that you now met now.
Yes.
This is now in prison.
Yes, this is now in prison.
In prison now. And you are now talking
to them.
To them. You must have sold me out.
Yes. Why? Because no, we didn't. I said, but why? I was not supposed to be arrested. They something must happen. And then we were going to court.
So, comrade, how did you know that this comrade is the one who sold you out? How did you get to know that he's the one who sold you out to the authorities?
Because he refused the day we crossed into the country on the 11th day.
Okay.
On the 11th of November.
Okay.
Yes. He refused to come with us.
Okay.
And he went.
And reported to the police.
Yes, and reported to the police.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, comrade,
and even the police who used to tell us, the person who gave us your names and all addresses is Clement Dube.
Okay. They will tell you that?
Yes, they will tell you straight.
Comrade, the other comrades that I've spoken to, they tell me that most of the comrades from your time, who were deployed into Rhodesia at your time, they tell us that you were sent into Rhodesia to do this spying mission, but also Zapu and Zan were sending comrades like you into Rhodesia, so that it would appear to the OAU and the frontline states that there was really fighting that was going on. You know, like when I spoke to some of the comrades, they said they think that they were sold out. You know, the leaders pushed us to come into Rhodesia way too early. Tell us about the theory.
Yes, that theory is true. Some, of course, yes, they made sure that when they send people in, they would either talk to other leaders. We've sent in so many, so that they can have help from them. From
Tanzania, and so on, OAU and so on.
Exactly. Well, it's obvious. Some are loose, but it happened. When it is war, it is war. Yes.
So do you think really it's true that some leaders actually sent you just to make statements so that when you're arrested, you come out in the newspapers, and when you come up in the newspapers, they take the newspapers to the OAU?
Of course, they did that. Yes.
And they will go to OAU and get help.
Yes, that's true.
Okay. Now, take us through your journey now. When you're taken to court.
When we're taken to court.
Yes.
Things were tough. We had 3 months going to court every day, from 9 or to 10 in the evening.
Doing what? The whole day like that?
The whole day.
Doing what?
Those people, the divisions were Smith and his cabinet and his judges. They were prepared to continue. This thing is not happening in this country.
Okay.
And they could not stop it. For 3 months, day and night, until they come to a conclusion where the group of Zanla people were trained in Ghana.
In Ghana, yes.
Yes.
Do you know do you remember some of the names?
Oh, yeah,
the few that you remember from Zanla?
Now,
Who are rated, can you name them?
there was Ishmael Dube.
Okay.
There was this was an ambassador. What's his name? There was the other one was a judge.
There was one people like Makwasha was there?
Makwasha, exactly.
Okay.
Makwasha, and Shuota, and yes.
Yeah, because some of these comrades you are talking about, like Shuota, we're likely to interview him also. We're likely to interview him also here.
Even tell you.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Yes.
All right. So you are now you were sentenced. Tell us of your sentencing now.
When we came to final day, they said 10 years hard labor. It come maximum prison.
Who was representing you? Were you represented by anyone? Or?
Yeah, well, but he was told to shut up.
Oh, okay. Who was that? Oh, Dumbujena. Okay.
Yes. He was told.
Okay.
Yes. And after sentence,
were you yourself given a chance to speak in court?
We told them, it's either you shoot us right here, because what do you expect us to do?
Okay.
Yes.
Comrade, did you exactly say like those words? Like
exactly.
Where was this courage coming from? Because you think that now...
you know that the courage was there, plenty. Because you knew it was a war.
Okay.
It was war, and then whatever you say, finished.
Okay.
It's either they kill you or they spare you, finish.
Okay.
Then they came, we are giving you 10 years hard labor. Go to come maximum prison.
Okay.
And the following month, we pegged in a helicopter to come in.
Okay.
And when we go to come, you could go in a one cell room, one where you keep with your bucket or whatever. And when we got there, we stayed at A for more than half our years. And then after that, we transferred to go to B.
Okay. What does, when you say it came, we were at A, then we later transferred to
the
B.
Maximum.
A is the maximum.
Maximum, you cannot do anything.
To tell us of that maximum, you can't do anything. What is that?
Yes. You are in your cell as one.
Okay.
When they want to give you food, you'll just come and open and throw the food in.
Okay.
The plate, you close the door.
Are you allowed to go out? And
no, you can only go out for 10 minutes. Or less than 10 minutes. Just go and wash.
Okay.
Wow. Get into the cell.
But comrade, sunlight is important for human survival. They kept you away from...
Don't do it. That's why the eyes are not seeing nicely.
That's where you got the problem.
Where there is a light like this, every day.
Every day.
In day and night.
But besides this dumping you into these small rooms and so on, did they ill-treat you?
Ill-treatment, to be honest. After a certain time, they dug a hole where we could come out and go into that hole to break stones.
Okay.
I think that was for about 6 months. And after then, it was a farm,
Coming.
A coming.
All right.
They would bring in Nzungu, and Chibage. In that pit.
In that pit.
Yes.
Okay.
And we could then start menyaring.
So you are seated in this pit, and
the people are
the guards are
3, 4.
Okay.
Around you with guns.
With guns.
Yes.
And as you are doing this, are you allowed to talk to each other, or what's going on?
Oh, well, you are in the
pit.
Talk to each other.
This pit, how deep is it? Can you stand? If you stand, can people see you, or it's so deep that people can't see you when you stand? Well, how deep was it?
That was the A class.
Okay.
There were not so many people there.
Oh, okay.
You could stand, but the officers could see you.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, comrade, take me through here. Your typical day when you were in A class. You wake up in the morning. What time do you have breakfast? If you are having breakfast, and what breakfast were you having? What lunch were you having? What take us through that.
Well, porridge.
Yep.
They could just give you a little bit of a plate in the morning. In the afternoon, they could give you sadza with a piece of meat.
Okay.
But then, if you know the officers there, who are, some used to come to our place, I would tell them, go and buy me a newspaper.
Okay. That spy is back again in jail.
In jail.
He's now sending prison officers to go and buy newspaper.
Yes.
This spy is refusing to die, isn't it?
Yeah.
So these prison officers would now go and do these things for you?
Anything they would want.
Okay.
Give them money.
Okay. Where were you getting the money?
From friends.
And how was it coming to...
when he come to see you, he would leave you with, say about even 100.
Okay.
Yes.
Was that...
Chuck it somewhere. You would not find it.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Somewhere where? Where would you hide it?
With Metzger. You will just put it under the Metzger.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because you to clean it yourself, you do whatever you want.
Yes, in your room. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Comrade, when you were at Kami, who are some of the comrades you were with there? Who were also under arrest?
All these comrades I've mentioned.
They were there?
They were there.
Okay. And you were at Kami for how long?
We had come until 1970, I think. Let me just read.
Yes, yeah. It's the second page.
Okay. I was at Kami since 1966. 66 to 74.
Okay.
Political prisoner.
Okay.
74 to 1978. Guero prison, political detainee.
Okay.
1978, Wawa prison, political detainee. 1978 to 79, home restriction within 20 kilometers radius of Harare post office, reporting twice weekly, Mondays and Fridays, at the Harare Central Charge Office. Released on the call of the Lancaster House Constitution in 1979.
Okay. Now, the conditions from at Wawa, were they the same when you were...
At Wawa, it was much better.
Okay.
But when we were still in Guero, we were about 5 in one cell, 4 in another cell. The first group that came to Wawa, it was myself, Mashakada, Bambo, and Elliot. Then we left Tandi, Tumeturi, and Ignatius.
Okay.
And those 3 broke up from Guero prison, out to go out. And the 2 of them were arrested the exception of Tandi, who crossed back to Zambia.
Okay.
And we had it because we're now reading papers.
Yeah, they
Three of the other section of the spies broke away from the Kami prison and we went out. But we were arrested 2.
Mm-hmm.
One we couldn't find.
How did they break? Did you have an idea how they did it?
I think because we were recruiting all those people who were with us at Kami.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Kweru prison.
Kweru prison, okay.
Officers.
Okay.
Well, some of them are lost. You can just give them money and they would just leave you like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's how they got out.
Oh, so they gave money to some of these prison officers.
Exactly.
Then they were let out.
Yes.
Okay. Now, comrade, you were now talking of your time at Kami prison.
Yes.
Comrade, also here during the time when you were at Kami prison, even in prison, there was sort of like clashes between Zapo and Zan. Take us through what was happening here.
To be honest, there were some people who were, just because they were in Ndebele.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was a fight between the Shoners and Ndebele for a long time before we started this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And now, they still wanted to dominate. We said, now, we cannot do this.
Mm-hmm.
We are fighting for one nation, all of us here.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if you are in Zan, it doesn't matter if you are in Zapo, but you are one person. So, some other root elements, of course, would say, don't talk to the Shoners.
Mm-hmm.
But we said, but what? That's the group that we are in. Ndebele and Shoners are together. They went over together. Mm-hmm. And you now, when you are in prison, you say, don't talk to Ndebele. Why? In the forest, we meet. You take this side and we take this side.
Mm-hmm. Complementing each other.
Complementing each other. Mm-hmm. Why do you want to
divide us now?
To divide us now? Oh, well, some are understood. Because of the previous years, when the Ndebele used to come in this country, to our country, to our fathers and mothers, and the most beautiful girls are found in Matabeleland because they were picked out from our place, and a lot of Mombes.
That part, I don't really understand. Did that actually happen?
It did happen.
Oh, it did happen?
Yes, it did.
During some of these fights, these things would come out and people would be talking about those things.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, also, you told me that during your time at Kami, you also met people like Mnangagwa.
Yes, we met.
Yes. What was he doing there, and which years are we talking about here?
We were talking as soon as we got them. We spent about when we got there. The first group of Zana, which was in A,
mm-hmm.
was changed to go to B class.
Okay.
Then when our time came that we must be changed from A to B, mm-hmm. that's when we met Munyaradzi and all these other friends.
Okay.
He was a good man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was doing his studies in law, everything. Mm-hmm. He was not as they are saying today, hey, but
tell me, when you say he was a good man, what do you mean?
He liked to talk to everybody.
Okay.
Politically, whatnot, so that we are together.
Okay.
Yes.
Some people will think, no, that Comrade Fox is saying this because Mnangagwa is the one who is in power now.
No, not that way. Mm-hmm. Not that way. Before he got into power,
mm-hmm.
he was just a very straightforward person.
Okay.
Yes.
So you was there for how long during the time when you were there? From
1974 is that the time, until he got out in 1973, and he was deported to Zambia, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. And you remained at Kami?
We remained at Kami.
Okay. So from Kami, you were taken to another prison? You were taken to which prison?
To Gweru prison.
Gweru prison.
Mm.
Were the conditions still the same or the life?
They were a little bit changed.
Okay.
Yes.
You also told me that during your time in prison, you also got assistance from
the Christian care.
Christian care.
Yes.
How did you get this assistance? And take us through how did you get the assistance?
You see, if we were studying, I did my course while I was in prison, and
this was a course in what?
In accounting.
Accounting.
Yes.
Okay.
Accounting. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We used to get books.
Okay.
They used to pay for us. And when they got there, you would be called. You go to the superintendent, and you are given your books. You go back to your room.
Mm-hmm. How did this organization, the Christian Care, know you were there? I want to know, how did you connect with them?
As spies, we used to send out letters.
Okay.
With guardians.
Mm-hmm.
And they knew, because if you read in that book,
mm-hmm.
they knew there were so many Zimbabweans coming up from prison. Okay. Under such conditions, in such conditions. And they felt people must be helped.
Okay. So they came in to help you.
Came to help us.
Mm-hmm. Besides paying for your school fees and so on, what other assistance do they give you?
They would ask you whether you've got a family. Mm-hmm. They would go there and assist them too. Give them money even.
Okay.
To buy things.
Were your family members also allowed to visit you when you had come?
Very much. They were allowed to visit me.
Okay.
Yes.
And what would you say to them when you were in prison then?
They would just, when they came,
mm-hmm.
the time we meet, you would only see each other along the window and then talk.
Or there will be a glass.
There will be a glass. And then,
so the small.
Yes. And then talk to your friend or your brother or your mother.
Okay.
Yes.
Your mother used to come to see you?
My mother, no, didn't come. My brother, my father,
mm-hmm.
My sister's wife,
mm-hmm.
and my brother's wife,
mm-hmm.
and the son.
Okay.
They used to come.
Okay. And when they would come to see you, what would you talk to them about? What would they tell you?
They will tell you anything that is happening.
Okay.
Whether they are being visited or are they being worried or what.
Mm-hmm.
Since we went to come, they never went back home. They never went and embarrassed our brothers and sisters.
All they wanted was to arrest Fox.
That's all.
When Fox was in prison, now they didn't.
They didn't worry.
Okay.
We've kept him. We know where he is.
Okay.
Yes.
So, from Gweru prison, where did you go?
From Gweru prison, we went to Kami.
Mm-hmm.
Kami, we could do gardening in Kami. It Kami, we were quite relaxed.
Mm-hmm. But tell me, Kobe, there's a part where you told me last time that you were in cell 32.
Yes, I was in cell 32.
And who was in cell 31?
Cde.
And who is this Cde now?
The most dangerous thief in Zimbabwe.
Rhodesia at that time.
In Rhodesia at that time. Cde.
Tell us a bit more about this Cde, because we don't know about him, but we hear he was quite something.
Yes, Cde. Now, he was a white man.
Okay.
If he wanted to go out,
mm-hmm.
he would pay even the officers to go out and rob and come back again into cell.
In prison?
Yes, in prison.
Was he that notorious?
Very notorious he was.
And he was your neighbor?
And he was next to me. He was next to me.
So would you sometimes talk to him?
Just morning, how are you?
Okay.
You to talk to you first.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because we knew him.
All right.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So from take us through now until the time you were now released to go for house arrest and so on.
Okay. When we come, we used to come for hearing here. But then we said, how can you go to our enemy? If they've arrested us, let's just stay here. But some used to go for hearing. And we said no.
What were these hearings about? What
Have you repented from your crimes?
Okay.
You would come in and the judge would ask you questions. But then we said, especially myself, I said I don't go.
You didn't go.
I didn't.
But others went.
Yes.
Why didn't you go?
Why should I go?
Mm-hmm.
Why could I have gone there for? What for? He is my enemy. That's all. And I'm his enemy.
Okay.
That's it.
Who are some of the comrades who went through this hearing that you remember?
It was Comrade Mashakada.
Okay.
He went. And who else? Comrade Gondo.
Okay.
He went. Comrade Msaka. He went.
Okay.
Yes.
So after going through this hearing, what would happen if you tell them I've repented? What would happen to you?
They will give you conditions and they will release you.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
He was a chance for you to be released.
What?
Yeah.
What chance? I'm an enemy, and let's remain an enemy to enemy.
Okay.
That's all.
That's all.
Finish.
So, how will you now later release?
As things went on, there was this conference like Geneva conference,
Malta.
Exactly. And then this resettlement of ours, when our leaders were called to London, that's when we released. That was 1979.
Okay.
Released from our home restrictions and everything.
Okay.
You are free now, you can go.
What does home restriction mean? When they say home restriction, what are they talking about?
You are restricted at your place and reporting to the police twice or once a week.
Okay.
To make sure that you are still in Zimbabwe.
Oh, okay. And when you are going to reporting to them like this, didn't it come into your mind that maybe run away and go back again to Zambia?
I mean, that's when a settlement was called, isn't it?
Okay.
And people were coming in, our leaders,
mm-hmm.
comrades, everything.
Mm-hmm.
They were crossing in Zimbabwe.
Okay.
But some other groups were kept behind in case these people did not agree properly.
Okay.
And the war would start.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. So you were freed from this home restriction in 1979.
79, because of the Lancaster House position.
Okay. So from there, where did you go after that?
From there, my brother said, do you want to work? I said, well, if there is work, yes.
Mm-hmm.
He had a friend who was working for Manica Freight Services. Mm-hmm. And I went for an interview. I passed. He said, okay, we're going to train you. I think my training is in there. Mm-hmm. I trained, and after that, I became a channel controller.
Channel controller?
Yes, at Manica Freight Services. Okay. With 6 clerks behind me, under me.
Okay.
I could go and apply for import licenses to the government. Okay. Any other query of Manica Freight Service, I would go and stand to answer for questions.
Now, comrade, when I was talking to some comrades who were deployed into Rhodesia during the same time like you were deployed when I was talking to them. Some of them would say that there seemed to be a lack of recognition of the role that your group, people from your era, played. The reconnaissance, because there is this thinking that if you didn't go to fight with a gun, to fire a gun, you didn't fight. What do you think of that?
Who thinks like that?
Yes.
Who thinks like that from those people? He doesn't know what is war. Everybody in war is not a soldier. Yes. If he gives information, the better. Because you go in front knowing what to do. You know, if I go to Muzarabani, in that session, I'll meet opposition of the Rhodesians. Then you prepare yourself and attack. Yes. You only, let's say Mangena sends in a group of 20, 30 people. They should know exactly where to go and attack. Because you have surveyed that area properly. Do you remember all the commotion that happened in Kariba? We were shooting planes and everything.
Yes.
Yes, because we worked out the way forward. If we knew Chimurenga was going to be in that plane, they would attack it straight out.
That is the work of reconnaissance.
That's the work of reconnaissance.
But do you sometimes feel like you should have gone for military training proper? Do you sometimes feel like that?
But I think the best spy. You know what a spy is?
No, you're the Russian trained spy. Tell me more about
yes, that is dangerous. You can enter in any place. Militarily, whatnot. You can enter everywhere. And you are the eye of the partner or of the party.
You are the eye of the party.
Yes. You feed back what we've seen. Yes. They think he's just an ordinary man, but you know he's got a lot of things in his brain. Yes.
So, comrade, if you look back at the role that you played from during the time of the liberation, if you look at the role that you played, how does it make you feel today?
I'm very happy. I'm very happy.
Why?
At last we got the country. That was our aim. And we are free.
Comrade Fox, we understand that during the time when we were in Zambia, you recruited quite a number of people. Who are some of the notable people that you recruited?
Yeah. The first group of Zapo that went out to Cuba were like Mangena, one of them, Last Mube, one of them.
When you say you're the one who recruited them, when you say you were the one who recruited
we were in a party. Then I was a chairman in there. Now, when Dumiso and Nandoro came to us, trying to recruit us so that we go for training as spices, they said, we want another group that we are going to send out first for training in Amari. So Mangena, at that time, was doing Form 2. In Chongola. He had his uncle, Love, where the business there. So we went to talk to him and Lancelot were together. We stayed together. That was the first group that went out for training in military.
How many were they?
There were 40. About
over 40 something?
Over 40. They were over 40.
So they went for military training where?
In Cuba.
In Cuba. And so this was the first.
Yes, exactly.
And these were now going for proper military. Proper military training.
Exactly.
They went and they trained for how long?
They went for about, I think it's a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How difficult was it to recruit people like Mangena? Because people know this big guy.
Now, listen, that guy was bright at school,
Okay.
and he mixed with his parents nicely.
Mm-hmm.
As a youth, he even said, I'm going to leave school, I'm going to join these people to fight for our country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he joined.
You know, many people know this Nikita, this big Nikita Mangena. Can you describe him?
No, he was almost of my
Body size. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was not that much big,
Mm-hmm.
but because he became big because of his position.
Okay.
That's right.
How did it make you feel that you recruited somebody who later became?
That was wonderful. I felt very proud about it.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you later had an opportunity to meet him, or you?
No, because we were behind bars.
Yeah.
We were behind bars.
But when you were behind bars and you heard that he passed away.
Yes, we heard, and we heard nearly everything, because all the fighting they were doing, would hear it.
Okay.
Now today, Zanu PF or Zapu have done that. They've done that. They've done that.
Mm. So when you heard that he had died, how did you make you feel?
For goodness sake. A person was so bright, a person was so intelligent. I think there must be something that happened to that boy. You couldn't just say. You can't just send a person in an area that is camped by bombs.
And also, just remembered, you also talk about the burial of Nyandoro.
Yes, Nyandoro, yes.
What role were you playing? You told that you were actually part of the...
Now, the day when we went to bury Nyandoro, all the guys, freedom fighters, were, I think, more than 50. I was leading them in front.
This is where were you now here?
We first buried him at Highfields.
Okay.
Funeral, yes. And then after that, he was changed and brought to National Heroes. Yes.
Take us through the mood as you were going to bury him.
We were singing, and it was packed.
You know, when you say you were singing, can you still sing?
Yeah, yes.
What songs were you singing? Take us through some of just one song, just a beat. Just a beat. Come on, folks, just a beat, just sing for us.
What song could I sing?
Any, the one that when you sing, it should give you morale.
Yes.
I think you need to sit down because of
because of this. Yes.
Yeah.
What song? I still have some songs.
Okay.
Yeah, but they are written at my home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I will bring them. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yes.
When you say we are free, explain that to the younger generation.
You can talk to anybody, criticizing, recommending. Now listen, boys. When we went for this and this. How are you at the moment? Like the time of Smith, you could not talk, man. But this time you can talk to anybody. Yes.
But Cobra, there's some youths, some youngsters who actually say, that
is very stupid. And it's okay. Man, don't talk like that, man. What's wrong with you? I'll shoot you out. Get out. Why do you talk to me like that?
Is it their fault? Is it the fault of these youngsters?
He doesn't know what he's talking about. But he was not given the proper information.
By who? You are supposed to have done that.
That's what we are doing even now.
Okay.
We are doing it even now.
Okay.
Yes. Boys don't fight each other. Whether you are Zan or you are Zapu, don't do that. This is our country. This is our mother country. You know how much we suffered and how much people died for this country. You are talking of 2020 Sungre Kupi. Where?
Now, when you look back, do you have any regrets of something? I think I should have done this. Do you have any regrets?
I don't think I have any regret. Because my job, I did my job.
Okay. Well, do you have any incident or any memory that you, whenever you think about the time you were in prison or when you were in Moscow, do you have a time that you, whenever you think about it, you sometimes laugh about it, you enjoy about it, you vividly remember?
A lot of time of enjoyment. When we were in the Soviet Union, we were quite free. You could do anything you wanted. With the guidance of your principals and other people. We could meet, we could go for anything we wanted. If you wanted the soccer, we could go. If you wanted the cinema, we would go. And if we went to Red Square, the better.
Now, comrade, as we go towards the conclusion of this interview, if someone is to ask you, what advice from, what you learned during the liberation struggle, what advice would you give to today's youth? Because you sacrificed a lot.
Exactly.
Yes. What advice would you want to give to today's youth?
Now, I'm a chairman of Chitepo branch. I've said to the youth, now gentlemen, if you want any advice, I've got a book that we used to write in the Soviet Union, explaining all the circumstances. Come, I'll give you. If you want, you photocopy, and then you start and hear exactly what it means.
But people want to hear you now. What is your advice to the youth directly now? You talking to them, because the youth of today are not like the youth of your time. They've not gone through the hardships that you went through. In terms
now, listen, that is very clear. But because they are now free, and yet there was a group that went in and came back and fought. And that's how they're claiming, kana makatora nyika, endai munosungira back to goenda tinoitora. But where were you? You were not born. But if you want, come, let's talk the development of this country today. Putting our differences all together away. What should we do in order to achieve what we want? Yes.
Now, Comrade Fox, this is my last question to you. If your time to pass on comes, because the timeline that will surely come for everyone, each one of us, to pass on when you die.
Yes.
How do you want to be remembered?
To be remembered?
Yes.
If I die?
Yes.
So just put me there. We've got a place for all veterans. I'm not talking that where people are buried like the high ranks of the party. I'm talking of the area where people who fought the war are buried.
Okay.
A lot of people who are buried there, most of them were not trained. Do you know?
Okay.
Just because he has been a minister, then he returns, he's buried in the Heroes Acre. But yet we have got another section of the fighters.
Okay.
That's where we will be buried.
Okay.
I will be remembered. They will bury me there. Yes.
Want them to remember you as a spy?
Definitely. That man Yes, he fought for the country, and his ways were too good.
Fox.
Yes, the fox, the unseen fox, the invisible.
What do you mean invisible fox?
They fought for months and months looking for me, but they could not get me.
You were invisible.
Very. They would come at my home. When I'm there, they don't see me.
You are busy hiding in the granary.
Yes, I'm busy hiding in the granary. They go away. Then I come out.
Fox.
Yes, the fox is moving.
Comrade Fox, thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for taking us through this riveting and revealing interview.
But I wish you
Yes.
to take a photocopy of this book.
Yes.
Every person who is in this book
Yes.
for the war.
Okay. Where did you get this book, and
Now
what is
listen.
this book all about?
This book is called Ian Smith's Hostages, Political Prisoners in Rhodesia.
Mm-hmm.
And it will give every name of anybody who fought for the country.
Is Fox there?
The fox is here.
Let's go to the page.
Yes,
Let's go to the page where the fox is.
For goodness sake. The fox is there.
Okay.
Yeah. Why not?
Because people may think you're talking about this and your name is not there.
No. I don't talk. There it is. The fox.
Okay.
You can read it and detained for some
Yeah. Can you go over what's written on your name?
on my name.
Yes. Read it loudly.
Okay. Previously served as a sentence and it's an unknown period of detention at Wawa. In 1974, he was released into restrictions in the Angleton area. His application to have him placed of restriction changed, altered, so he could be with his family, was refused.
Okay.
Because I wanted to change from Boera to come to Harare for study.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And the
they
authorities refused.
And then I went. Then I was given, I've got a lot of letters from the police.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And then they agreed I was changed. I came to Range House College.
Okay.
Where I did my accounting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what is
Still, when I was there, I used to report before the 1979.
79 years?
Exactly.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. What we'll do, we'll get all those documents. Then
Please.
we take pictures of those documents. But let me take this opportunity once again to Comrade Fox.
Thank you.
The invisible Fox, to thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.